And hello and welcome. I am Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network, and I have the pleasure of introducing you to a woman who is talented, brilliant, loving, authentic, and just such an extraordinary woman that we are proud to have as part of our coaching team, Miss Nanette Saylor. Hi, Nanette.
Hi, Nancy. Thanks for that beautiful introduction. Much appreciated.
It's from the heart. It's from the heart completely. And Nanette is one of the coaches on our coaching team, and she is a possibility partner, creativity coach for clarity, serenity, and success-seeking women, being love, sharing hope, and creating dreams. And Nanette, I just wanted you to come on with us today so that our audience could learn a little bit more about you and your specialty in how you serve as one of our lead coaches.
Thanks for this opportunity. I am so proud and honored, really, to be a part of the WPN team. Such an awesome organization, and what you sisters have put together as a way to create support and community is really inspiring. And so I am here to serve those who are in a place of really wanting to integrate their business and their life. I think my area of specialty is in that place of how do we keep the vision of our dream. Most of us had a vision of freedom, flexibility, some fun as part of becoming an entrepreneur, and often along the way that gets sort of lost. And the creativity piece brings a little bit of fun, a little bit of play, and it also gives me an opportunity to invite the people who come into this program to really look at everything with fresh eyes and to take off any of the boundaries or limitations and say, what else? How can I do this in a way that feels really good and feels aligned and feels true? Mm-hmm. And I think the other piece is that I give people permission to do it their own way. And I think that's a really big piece of where a lot of people get stuck in entrepreneurship, because we see so many models of how it's supposed to look.
Right.
And so I think the area that I love to give most attention to is, okay, let's talk about what you think it's supposed to look like. And now let's throw that away and let's rebuild it with the things that you truly want.
Right. The things, I love what you shared about that, because so many of us get overwhelmed by all the different ways to make our dream come alive. We get stuck in the how.
Yes, absolutely.
And in that place of, oh, it's supposed to be, I should be doing this. Well, we don't want to should on ourselves, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons we so love having you on the team. Is our commitment is that you create a successful, prosperous business,
yes,
and a successful, prosperous life.
Yeah.
It's really about the life. The business supports the life.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I think sometimes we get it backwards.
Yeah.
Especially, again, because we see, and particularly when, one of the things I love about WPN is that the resources available to anyone who is a part of this community are endless, right? And that's a double-edged sword in some cases, because there's so much to see, so much to learn, so much to do potentially. And I like to serve to help cut through that and say, okay, you don't need to dive in and check off every single thing on the list.
Right.
It's here for you to choose what feels right and what works. And that's a much happier place to be.
Well, and I kind of look at it as you serve as their lead coach and also as the quarterback,
yes,
guiding the plays. Here's the resources. Here's what I'm thinking about doing. Is that going to get me closer to my goals?
Yes, and I think that's really the other piece, is that I really like to look with open eyes at what are the things that we're declaring that we want. Because sometimes we're still in the should list of the what we want too. And so sometimes that piece is an important part of the early conversation to say, okay, are we saying we want $1 million business just because everybody tells us we should? Do we really know what $1 million business looks like? And is that anything at all close to what we wanted our entrepreneurial life to be?
Great point. Great point. All right. So I now have a good sense of the perspective, the feeling, and the direction that you work with your clients. Let's talk a little bit about your business background and some of the ways you actually provide in that context of how you want to create your life, the actual steps and structure to do it.
Yeah. So I spent 25, 30 years in the hospitality world. And many of those years I was a hotel general manager. And so I had 150 employees. I ran a $10 million budget business. I had to do all the forecasting. I had to understand how all of those things work. And I was very good at that. And at one point, I got to a place and said, this isn't really what I want to be doing anymore. So I shifted to supporting as a coach. And so all of that knowledge about the operational requirements of running a business are things that I have been doing for years and years and years as a supporter of large, complicated businesses. And I think that provides me an opportunity to really see both sides of this spectrum and say, okay, yes, I know what it looks like to read a budget. I know what it looks like to talk about the numbers of how many people you see and what it's going to turn into if you do this and this, and what your conversion rates are and all of those things. And I've also come to appreciate how the mindset piece and the rituals and the practices that we establish to stay in the game as entrepreneurs are really, really important. And I've also come to appreciate, because I gave up that 365, 24/7 business, that there's life to be lived in those moments in between the execution of our business strategy.
And that's true. You know, we talk about balance. People are like, oh, more balance. Forget balance. Let's go for harmony is where we come from.
Oh, I like that. I like harmony. Yes.
It's about harmony, in all areas. So, all right. So as a lead coach, you support them in the mindset, the creativity, the execution pieces, as well as one of the things I love about having you on our team is that we do have a whole coaching team with other coaches of areas of specialty. So one of the ways that you serve is when you're working with a client saying, oh, you know what, it's probably, you may benefit from some sessions with Gail on your messaging, or you may benefit from some sessions with Betsy because there seems to be some block there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that is the thing that makes the coaching program with WPN unique. And one of the things that really keeps me connected to how powerful this is. The fact that we are a team, that we do operate as a team, that we fluidly move people from one person to the other as the need arises, and that we come together and we review what's happening with everybody in the program. I think that's, in the 10 years I've been doing this, I've never seen another program like it. And I think that is tremendously valuable, because as an individual coach, I'm okay with the fact that there are some areas that I'm just not going to be the best person to help you with. Mm-hmm. And to have on the team incredible people who have these other areas of expertise is really, really special.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you for being such a valuable part of our team.
You're so welcome.
And for taking care of the people that are in our program and in our community and supporting them getting great results. And just today I heard one of our clients got her first $1,000 program sold. Another one got a huge promotion in her company. Another one is launching a book. I mean, people are actually getting their dreams
Yes.
accomplished. And that's the joy, right? When we
Yes,
go,
absolutely. That is absolutely the joy. Yeah, it really warms my heart to hear those stories and to see the transformation that takes place when somebody commits to this level of support. It really is a testimony to why I chose to do what I do and why I chose to be a part of an organization like this.
awesome. Well, thank you, my friend.
You're so welcome.
Greatly go forth and prosper.
Yes, and to you.
All right. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.